Yo, what's up, guys? How are you doing today? I'm talking about the rise of Max. Because before we get into that, happy Super Bowl Sunday, y'all boys. Hope y'all have a really good day watching the game, eating some good food, chilling with the fam, chilling with some friends. But let's talk about Max Christie. So before I even really talk about Max Christie, let's just say I might be a prophet. Let's just say I might have seen the vision in Max Christie. Max Christie signed a 4-year deal for $32 million with the Lakers, and I came out with a tweet, of course, that same day. Ooh, I like those for Max Christie. He has really good potential as a 3-and-D player. The Lakers actually have to give him minutes now, and I say that because Darvin Ham literally would not give him minutes, even though he showed at least defensively to be a consistent player, and the Lakers could use some defense. Now, when Max Christie was eventually hitting those threes, that's when it really made it hard for Darvin Ham to stop giving him DMPs and stopped giving him limited minutes, and then he started to give him some more minutes. Now, you guys don't know much about Max Christie. Max Christie is 21 years old and in his fourth season. He's a number 35 pick out of MSU in 2022. Shout out to Coach Tom Izzo. Max Christie, he's extremely young. I remember when Lakers fans made a post when they initially drafted him. There was a picture of Kobe on the left or Max on the right or vice versa. There was like, oh, we see some facial symmetries and this and that. It kind of looks like Kobe Bryant. I'm like, bro, what are y'all seeing? Y'all know how Lakers fans are. Some of them are like super delusional. Some of them know their stuff to the T. They're definitely an interesting bunch to say the least, but shout out to them. So let's get into Max Christie. Obviously, he was involved in the mega deal last week, trading away Anthony Davis and himself for Luka Doncic, which I still can't believe that trade ended up going down. Max Christie has played in 3 games. Shout out to Max Christie. He actually played literally right after the trade was Saturday. He played Monday, and it was against Philly. I don't know if it's just me, but I am a guy that absolutely loves trades, loves free agency, loves change overall. I remember even yesterday's game for Anthony Davis's debut, I was like a kid on Christmas Day. Like, I was extremely excited. Like, as an NBA fan, I'm rejuvenated. I really, really, really wanted to watch that game. I was also pretty excited for Max Christie's debut. I was really excited as a Heat fan, even for Jimmy Butler's debut with the Warriors, which is really good. 25 points, like 13 free throws. Kyrie had a masterclass as well. He had a 24-point comeback. Like, the NBA right now is on fire. Shout out to Adam Silver, but let's continue to talk about Max Christie. So Max Christie has played in 3 games with the Mavericks. His first game was against the 76ers. I'm not going to lie to you, before we get into the good, we got to get some laps in. Max Christie, he's been heralded as some sort of a POA defender. Not knocking Max Christie's defense, by the way. I 1000% trust Max Christie to guard 1 through 3s in this league. He is 6'5", 190, so definitely needs to probably put some more weight on him, but he has a decent size at 6'5", so I trust him to guard 1 through 3s. Now, 4s, not much, and 5s, definitely not. Now, yesterday, Daniel Gafford was in foul trouble. AD ended up leaving the game. No Derek Lively. So at points you had Max Christie guarding Şengün. You had him at points guarding Steven Adams. Even bigger guys like Jae'Sean Tate. And then obviously you trust him on guys like Amen Thompson. Overall, Jalen Green. I know Van Vliet didn't play, but I would have trusted him on him as well. Just guarded abundance of guys. Cam Whitmore. He just guarded like everybody basically, except, consistently the bigs. But that was just because they had a switch on him. And if you watch the end of that game, it was really, really interesting because the Hornets, the Rockets had a double big lineup, Steven Adams and also Operation Şengün, and they were just consistently hitting Şengün. You had Gafford guarding Steven Adams because he was getting his 5th foul, and if you would have put Gafford on Şengün, he would have instantly fouled out most likely. So it got all murky. But yeah, shout out to Max Christie. He's played in 3 games so far with the Mavericks. He's averaging 17.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, and also 3 assists per game. He is shooting absolutely phenomenally. I mean, the thing with Max Christie is he's just a high IQ player. He's one of those guys that lets the game come to him. He doesn't force any shots. He makes the extra pass. He doesn't force up any shots, like I mentioned. And he's just so far been an extremely efficient player. Even with the Lakers, he's a pretty efficient player as well. He's just a smart guy. He's soft-spoken. He's, from listening to his press conference and listening to what he said, he's definitely speaks for somebody that's, he definitely talks like somebody that's a lot older than 21 years old, definitely well educated, just high IQ player. Shout out to Max Christie, a very, very smart player. So far with the Mavericks in his 3 games, shooting 51.6% from the field, 66.7% from the 3-point line, and is also getting up 5.7 free throws a game, which is the big thing for Max Christie in terms of shot creation, because we know he can knock that 3-point shot down. The next thing for Max Christie, alongside potentially finding a mid-range jump shot or developing one overall, is the ability to get to the rim, because he is 6'5" and he has low-key got hops. He has had a couple of poses this season. Shout out to my dog Max Christie. So he can definitely get up for some dunks. He can consistently hit threes. He can defend 1 through 3. He has the ability to be one of the better role players in all of basketball, in my opinion. And from day one, I literally said he clears Clay, and I'm gonna need Jason Kidd to start Max Christie. But really enough, it's weird because the starting 5 right now is Kyrie Irving. It's why did I just blank? Jesus Christ! It's Kyrie Irving. It's Klay Thompson. It's PJ Washington at the 3, which is a kind of a clunky fit because he's really a 4. But right now, because Lively's out at the 4, you have Anthony Davis who wants to play the 4. That's what he said. That's what he said with the Lakers. He had a whole interview with Shams, and he's like, "We need to get a 5 alongside me." And then they traded him away, and now they don't have a 5 because Mark Williams' trade got rescinded because apparently his knees or whatever, because they said it wasn't his back, his physical were that terrible that he literally could not join the Lakers, even though they don't have a center right now. Only center right now on their rosters are Jackson Hayes, who is the backup center at the very best, and Lakers fans didn't even want him to be the backup like 2 weeks ago. He's been playing pretty decent recently, but he's also weird off the court, so that's all I'm going to say about Jackson Hayes. We have Trey Jameson, Grizzlies legend, Kristen Koloko, Raptors legend, and they have Christian Wood as well, which Christian Wood isn't the worst option of all time, but we don't know what's going on with him off the court. And Lakers fans are still asking like where the Christian Wood injury updates, because they just don't come out of anywhere at this point. So yeah, there's a lot going on at Laker land, but shout out to Lakers fans. I've seen a lot of them still showing support for Max Christie, still showing the support for Anthony Davis. A lot of people, when they trade away players on their teams, they just instantly just become haters or don't really care much for them. As a Heat fan, I was highly invested in that Jimmy Butler Warriors debut. I'm always going to root for my guy 22. Fortunately, just didn't really work at the end. I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't want us to pay him upwards of $60 million for his 36 37 year old season. So at the end of the day, we move. Yeah, Max Christie overall this season, both with the Mavericks and the Lakers, is averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, an assist and a half. Really good true shooting percentage, which is at currently 60.7%, which is in the 77th percentile, and is shooting 39% from 3 on over 3.5 attempts per game. Now with the Mavericks, what I'm liking to see is he is getting to that line a lot more. Overall for the season, he's averaging just under 2 free throw attempts per game. If he can get at least 4 a game, let's say you get fouls at the rim twice, that would be great for Max Christie's development. Just going to really help open things up. It's just a guy that you can trust, that is a high IQ player, can consistently knock down threes, and now is getting to the rim. I mean, that is a extremely good get, especially like I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video. He's on a steal of a contract. He's making only $8 million. Now, that could be one of the best contracts. That could be one of the most underrated contracts in the NBA. I mean, a premier 3-and-D player who's only 21 years old, who has balance, who can just hit threes, can low-key playmake as well. Definitely a great get for the Mavericks. Now, obviously, we were like, oh, this is the worst trade of all time. I ended the video like 13 hours later. This is not the worst trade of all time. Now, is that a good trade for the Mavericks? No. We don't trade away Luka Doncic's prime of his career, even if it's for a future Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer. Anthony Davis was a top 10 player in basketball, and Max Christie is one of the most underrated and low-key premier 3-and-D players in all of the NBA. I still give that trade a D. I don't give it an F. I give it a D. But I gotta shed some light on Max Christie. Anthony Davis was phenomenal. He had like a 25-point double-double in his first half. I had like a block. He just looked great on both ends. He had Şengün in jail. Then Şengün in the second half took off, especially the fourth, because they didn't have anybody to guard him. I mean, They have like, what's his name, Kyler Kelly, who didn't even get clocked if I remember correctly. Like I was invested into that. I was invested in that Mavericks game like I was a Mavericks fan. So yeah, like I mentioned, I just love change. I love when things like that go down. Just really excited, and shout out to Max Christie. They've really been liking seeing his development. Even his last game with the Lakers, he had 16 points. He had Jalen Brunson on clamps, and then the same day he was traded, or that same night he was traded away. So, like Mavs fan, y'all still got a good team, but it's like, you feel what I'm saying? It's gonna always hurt to trade Luka Doncic if you don't trade away a player like that. That is a once in a generation type player, and you were so lucky to draft them, but just coming off a generational player, and Dirk Nowitzki, your franchise legend, a franchise icon, and then you just fumble one of the greatest things that's ever happened to your franchise, and it's just like, that's tough. But let's get into Max Christie yesterday. And then I'll show a clutch shot that he made yesterday as well. Yesterday, Max Christie, 23 points, one of the I think the second highest scoring game of his career. 23 points, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 or 5 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a block. He was just great. In the game before that, he had 15, 6, and 4. The game before that, he had 15, 9, and 3. That was his debut with the Mavs. He also made all 4 of his threes. Just really like what I've seen from Max Christie so far. Mavericks fans, you guys should be enamored with him. You guys should absolutely love him. Just an all-around, just really good basketball player, and he's only 21 years old, and he has a lot of room to grow because, like I mentioned, that shot creation, to continue to develop a mid-range jump shot, we're talking about an absolute one of the best contracts in all of the NBA. And again, like I mentioned multiple times in this video, he is only 21 years old. What an absolute dog. Shout out to Maximus Christie, who I just found out was from Illinois or Chicago or one of the two, but basically the same thing if you ask me. But I digress. So the Max Christie yesterday, against the Rockets, this is literally in the clutch. This is a great game. I mean, the Mavericks, they had like a 20-point lead, and then the Mavericks came back. The Rockets came back, and then we're like, yo, what's going on? The Mavericks gonna choke this game away. Kyrie Irving ends up getting the steal. Holds down Amen Thompson, dribbling it out. Look at these. You got Amen Thompson and Green on him. You got Steven Adams in the paint. You got Dylan Brooks looking to the paint, not picking up on Max Christie. Then he kind of sees him right there. Good defensive instincts. And by that, you see, Max Christie, weirdly enough, he had 2 threes like similar to this, like right before this in the fourth quarter. He passed out of both of them. One of them he just passed out. The other one he just took and went to the rim. Now this one he took. Now this one, I'm not going to lie. As it came off, he didn't really look like it was going to go in, but then it went in. I was like, oh, okay, Max Christie, I see you, my dog. Right into LeBrook's face. This is honestly a pretty decent contest. Got the shot off. And bang! 0-0. You lost Orr with that, but Max Christie, that's my dog. Shout out to Max Christie. Honestly, been creeping up my favorite player list. It's just the way he talks. Like I said, he's soft spoken, he's well educated, he's a high IQ player. 3-and-D players, which if you watch the channel, I love my 3-and-D players. I absolutely am enamored with them. And Max Christie, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. So shout out to him. Lakers fans, they saw the vision. I saw the vision. Darvin Ham did not see the vision, apparently. DJ Redick saw the vision. He started alongside Austin Reeves when D'Lo got benched. Even when they got DFS, I was like, maybe they should start DFS for the POA because he can guard 1 through 4. They're like, nope, we still have Max Christie's offense because he's definitely a better offensive player than DFS. So we're going to continue to start him alongside Reeves. It's perfect because you have Reeves, who was really good offensive players. Shout out to Reeves, by the way, as well. 45 points on the Pacers yesterday, who have been the hottest team in January. Shout out to my dog, AR. Definitely the guy that's growing on me as well. Shout out to him. Shout out to them. The Lakers, man, I was really high on them as well. They just don't have a center now. It's just like temper my expectations on them, but they're still a good team. The Mavericks, Anthony Davis, when he faces Jackson Hayes, it's going to be all out murder. Like, as a betting man, like, biggest against the Lakers are going to feed fam, like genuinely feed fam. But I digress. Shout out to my dog, Max Christie. Keep doing your thing. Maybe if it ends up in the starting 5, but I don't see them benching Clay. I feel like Clay was guaranteed a starting spot, and it'd be weird to kind of take him off that. But he was on a bench last night. He didn't really have the greatest of games, but the game before that he was phenomenal against the Celtics. Was that like on TNT? A phenomenal game. He had like 7 threes. He played phenomenally. The Mavericks have a deep team. I'm actually still interested in this team. Just before I end the video, just a couple of guys I want to shout out for the Mavericks. I mean, this is still a good team. You feel what I'm saying? A couple of guys that I would say I'm a fan of. Obviously, like I just mentioned, Max Christie, Anthony Davis. Then when he has his moments, Dante Exum. He's a cool player. I like Daniel Gafford. Jaden Hardy has the potential to be a microwave scorer, just not really as consistent as like the Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford, PPT Tyler Hero. A big fan of Kyrie Irving. I like the Derek Lively. I like the Marshall was definitely growing on me. My dog, Heat legend Caleb Martin. Clay Thompson can still shoot the basketball, shooting over 39% from 3 last time I checked. PJ Washington, I mean, he's their POA defender. He owns the Thunder. When he's hitting his corner threes, when he's hitting threes overall, I mean, he's a really good basketball player. So shout out to him. He can rebound the basketball, defend, when he consistently hitting threes. I mean, that's just chef's kiss. Let's just call it spade a spade. That's just chef's kiss. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But other than that, y'all, that is the video. Go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up, make sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. Your boy John. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.